Welcome. Michael Wickerson here, Senior Researcher at Fader, where we build design software for the AI era. You basically have a 3D modeling environment. You can send to wireframe your geometry assemblies, and you can take your grid on and off. You can have a hide params and params viewer, which is validatable. You can erase your model, take PNG files of it, and export step files from it. Your fates you'll have starting out will be 30, and you immediately begin with a type of text prompt. Now what Fader's really good at is down here you can load your text, and you can back up, and you can run it again, but you can also import GHX files if that's something that clients would want to do. And we have taken a file of a Trabeculae, and we have simply loaded that into the demo model that we can type in Trabeculae. And there it goes. It's taken our initial model, and you'll see that it's set up parameters for it. I am going to basically ask this to use more complex trigonometry in the logic of the algorithm. And there it goes, introduce some complex, and you'll see that basically it started to add and pull these off of a planar curve on each of their own planes and add some funk to it. But once again, we've done it through text-based, but we haven't done it computationally controlled that most people would experience in Revit with Dynamo or with Grasshopper in Rhino. So I want to extend this prompt to something that I can access those coefficients and gain some more control. So make the polynomial equation coefficient multipliers params in the param editor. And I'm going to type that in. So what's happened now, and we'll jump back in here, you'll see that those curves are still the same as what they distorted to being, but I've gained access to the trigonometric coefficients 1, 2, 3, 4 on the files. So I can start manipulating this model symmetrically or asymmetrically, that now I can move away from the text. I can really utilize the details, almost like number sliders in Grasshopper, Shape Driver, any form of software that you have. And I'm gonna make this one, I'm going to double this one to 400. And I think my coefficients, just to go extreme, I'm going to bring that down to 50. And I'm going to validate this. And there we go. We have more control, and we completely are starting to manipulate this form. Now, we could blow this out of the water and say simply apply this truss to a totally different geometry. But what I like about this is I've shown that within it, if you want to collapse this, you can study and see what you have going on as a pretty intricate, beautiful model for something you might want to create. It's becoming a little more organic because of those complex polynomials. But this is not a model that's unreasonable to wrap your head around. And the more models people send us as clients, the more versatile Fader will be for creation and making things. This is something I've done through every process I've done as a computational designer for the last half a decade, and Fader seems to be the tool that's starting to hybrid the spoken word, the text to creation, as to the control of that creation as well. And that is Fader, as far as I'm concerned, in a nutshell. Thank you very much for watching. Michael Wickerson, Senior Researcher at Fader, where we build design software for the AI era.